Hello and welcome to this week's Urbane Legends, the hit internet podcast about urban legends and other similar topics. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Flynn. And with me, as always, he's rude, he's nude, he's always in the mood. It's Mister.
Neil Herbert.
Hi Neil, how you doing?
I'm all right, yeah, doing well. How's things with you?
Good. I've had a week off work, which I've spent working more so than I do when I'm at
Uh,
work on a
Mugged yourself off there, haven't you? You get yourself to blame.
Well, it was, I mean, the thing is, it was that or sort of play Skyrim, which I'm still not
It's
sure I
kind
made.
of like work as well, isn't it, in a
It's
way?
kind of like work, and even,
Oh, make
yeah,
some enchanted daggers.
well, that's because
So I can sell them so I can get the
stop,
dragon enchanted daggers.
Neil, you're not playing it properly. Stop it. No, I'm doing, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to it now that I've put
Yeah.
150 hours into my side hustle. Um,
Okay, very millennial of you.
it is very
Side
millennial.
hustling.
Well, as you know, Neil, I've got my eyes firmly set on leaving the country. Um, I've got my Irish citizenship. They've got all my
Yep.
stuff now, so I'm just waiting for that to come through. But if I'm going to leave the country, I'm going to need an income, or I could use my EU citizenship to get all the benefits wherever I go, right? But I'm not planning on that. That's very much like a last resort.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, like just working at that, so you see if I can. It's an e-commerce platform. Don't mind telling people. I'm not going to tell anyone what it is because I consider my brand, my personal brand, to be very toxic.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, keep.
so
It's
best
not
to
that you
keep.
would try and sell it via a podcast. It's just that, yeah, just if anything, it's
I
going to
wouldn't want
drive
to sell
people
it
away
via
from
the.
it.
I wouldn't want to sell it via the podcast, Neil. I don't think our listeners would be interested. But also, I want to keep it and me very much separate in the public's
I mean,
imagination.
basically, it's a new version of the Silk Road, isn't it? It's what you can't admit to.
Ixnay on the Silken boys,
Yeah.
or whatever
Anyway,
I don't understand pig Latin. So yeah, so doing all that. Good thing about the Irish passport. Once I've got my citizenship, it means provided well, provided I have it before I have any children, then my children can also apply for it.
yeah, okay,
So so that's good. It's good, isn't
yeah,
it? I keep it going.
nice.
Yeah, I think that's what Ireland are doing there is they keep rolling the dice. They go,
Yeah,
yeah, no, you can have it too, and then like hopefully one of your bastards will end up being like really good.
yeah. Like the Irish Elon Musk, in terms of money made, not in terms of like character or
He'd
personality.
be a member of the DUP.
Yeah, well, probably. Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they probably they'll be go. Once you got what the
Catholic genocide
Afrikaner
and
farmers who were sort of
yeah,
like claiming
the
yeah
Catholic
asylum in the US.
Mr. Trump,
Or
why have
Trump showing
you
him pictures from
Mr.
the
Trump,
DRC.
why have you not been talking about the Protestant genocide in the Republic of Ireland? That's what the Irish Elon Musk would be like, and it just have. I guess John DeLorean could be the equivalent, couldn't he? Because he was from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I've no idea about his politics.
No, but he invented a car.
Yeah,
I say invent. Well, he had probably had more to do with it
had
than
gold wing doors. It's pretty cool.
going very futuristic, kind of
Stainless steel, I believe it was. No?
stainless steel. Yeah,
Yeah.
not sort of plastic and glue.
Yeah.
Unlike there's like Cybertruck.
So big, too big to actually drive down most roads. Oh well,
um,
there you go.
not in America.
We've annoyed the algorithm again, Chris, straight away. Well,
We
no, in
like
America, country of
Thatcher.
the
We
free.
like Thatcher. We like we like Thatcher. There you go, algorithm. Yeah. So how about you, Neil? What you've been doing? You've been at your normal job, haven't you? You
Yeah.
haven't been side hustling like me, taking time off,
No, I'm Gen X,
grafting,
so I don't
getting
sell
a
out to the
grafting.
man.
Yeah, I know. Well,
To the
we're both zennials, really, aren't we? But
some millennials.
as we're getting older, I do notice that we are separating slightly in our attitude towards life and political parties such as Reform.
Hey, I'm just asking questions, and he's coming on. I mean, I'm quite liking this Robert Kendrick chap as well.
Oh, generic.
Generic. Oh no! Oh god, yeah, it's shown already. I
The
can't remember. Yeah,
the Tory boy,
he was.
Jenna
He
prick.
Well, he made himself famous in my eyes when he decided that oh yeah, well, that somebody's painted some cartoons on some walls in an
Oh yeah, was
asylum
that him?
centre. Right, wash over all of those.
Yeah,
God
painted over
forbid some
them.
4-year-old actually gets to feel
He
slightly comforted. Kind of,
he he this
which
week
gives you an insight into his soul, I would imagine.
he this week for the socials was
Been
accost
accosting fare dodgers and stuff,
f-
hasn't he?
yeah, fair dodgers in
Which
London
yeah,
Underground.
fair enough.
Sort of, but I mean, like, if he tried to accost me at any point, I mean, I'd be back in Meal before they found the body.
Well, yeah.
The thing is, as well, right? This is the
Also, he's
funniest.
been up to some naughty things himself. I won't get into it, but
Yeah,
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 he's slightly rich to start going on about wasting,
well, I mean,
not
I would
paying
be
your
in.
way.
So there was like these people were dodging £3 fares, and he helped a Tory donor get out of £24 million
It was
of
40
tax.
million, wasn't it?
£40 million. So
Yeah.
yeah, he helped him get away from not having to pay
We've
forty
all
million
dreamed of
pounds in
helping a
tax.
porn baron, save 40 million.
And also the
We'd
funny
all
thing
do
as
it if we
well,
could.
his constituency of Newark has actually, per thousand capita, a higher crime rate than London. So I don't know why he's in London doing all this.
Yeah. Frantically dog whistling.
Frantic dog whistling.
But yeah, there you go. Because well,
Push.
politics is very much a performance art these days. I mean, you've got Trump, who's kind of like a reality TV star in charge of the White House second time running.
Yeah. Tariff on,
Yeah.
tariff off,
I think we
tariff
should do
on,
this is
tariff off.
what we should do is yeah, turn the House of Parliament into something like I don't know, X
Uh,
Factor or something.
or like Funhouse.
Yeah.
And like one of like to get legislation through, you have to like go up through the fun house, like through like up the slide and like through the gunk and all of that, and like get a token, and then you get it back down to your party whip, who then goes round on like a little a little go-kart
Yeah, he's got a little
track,
go-kart that keeps
and then
bumping
you
into things.
yeah
Hard to drive.
do that, and that'd
All
be
sort of
good.
version of,
I'd be
get
well into it.
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. You got to eat a camel bollock to get it through the
I mean,
division bell.
I believe that a lot
I mean,
of
it's already
the
quite a
oh
fertile
no.
ground for politicians trying to
Yeah, I mean it's all quite
reinvigorate their careers.
yeah. I mean they did like
But
white tests, didn't they, on the bogs in the Houses of Parliament, like
quite
went
like
round and
Charlie.
like
Yeah,
yeah, and they all came up positive for cocaine. So
wife.
like I
Yeah,
say, Neil, I'm looking to get out of the country.
yeah. Well,
So yeah, go and live somewhere a bit more quiet where I don't have to worry about all this. And yeah,
that's sassing the mother of all parliaments. All right,
indeed. So Neil,
do some.
yeah, that was light-hearted, wasn't it? What
Yeah,
shall
not really.
we?
Moan about politics again. So, should we talk
Well,
about an urban myth
it's
or
difficult, right? Because politics
myths
is
urbane?
it's meant to just go on, isn't it? It's meant to go on in the background and they're meant to do stuff, but they're just constantly ramming it down our throats and not doing anything. So,
It
do
does stick on your mind. Anyway, let's get to
you know
the
what sticks on my mind, Neil?
what's that?
The unnatural and haunting.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Have you got something like that?
I've got I've not just got one legend, Chris. I've got seven.
Oh, jeez. Gonna
I
be all,
might have
gonna be
taken
all fucking
might
day.
have taken on too much, yeah, to
Oh
be honest with you.
no. With your back?
Oh, what blimey. Britain's Black Dog Legends, seven
All
spooky
right.
canines and hellhounds.
Nice, Black Dog. So we've heard of
Yeah.
that. But they're kind of international as well, aren't they? They're kind of known all over the world.
Well, yeah, and I think it gets into a little bit. So this is written by it's Folklore Modern and Ancient, and it's an article from David Castleton.net. Actually, it's his own blog. He's a prize-winning author and blogger with a
Nice.
fascination for the darker side of literature and creativity.
What prizes has he won? Unspecified?
I'll have a look at Learn More.
World's best dads?
It's going to be like a Tim the Yowie Man situation where he's just furious about lakes.
You don't need to look it up. I'm just going to take it as read.
He's won the Go Gothic Short Fiction Prize in 2019,
Nice.
and he's written a novel. Yeah, seems like a
Well, I mean, let's be honest. We're going to both enter our fairground stories once written into the Go Gothic short fiction prize, aren't we?
Yep.
Unless there's some kind of
Vaguely
fee to
forgotten
it.
about that. But yeah,
I
yeah.
know, I know,
Apologies,
yeah,
not
that's
it's
what
a
I'm
free.
bringing it up. If
Yeah,
there's a fee, I'm not doing it.
yeah.
Then, like when they say to us, "Oh, why didn't you put your podcast in for the poddies? Only
Yeah.
£500." It's like,
Mm,
nah.
maybe I won't.
Well, we definitely won't win, and
Yeah.
don't have £500 between us.
Although that's pretty much how all these award shows work, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, you do normally have to
Pretty
enter
much including the
Oscars.
Oscars. Yeah, or the Academy
Yeah,
Awards, whatever they call themselves. Yeah.
yeah, the Oscars a statue, and it was called that
Mhm.
because some woman said, "Oh, it looks like my husband Oscar or
That
something."
looks like my husband's fixer who covers up all of his crimes, Oscar. Make stuff go away, man. Elizabeth shot, you say? Shot. I'll take care of it right away, boss.
Oh, fixers. I'd love a fixer, wouldn't you? Be good.
Yeah, I mean, might as well become a bit more morally compromised.
Well, I always like the idea of like it's a dream now,
I'd be worried
obviously.
about what I'd unleash, to be honest with you. But yeah,
I always like the idea of like going to Miami because I quite want to go to Miami,
yeah,
but then like having a fixer who could like sort you out with like an 8 ball and that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to get your hands dirty.
yeah,
Just like just one, just
just
once,
yeah, just
just
once.
once live that
Hedonistic
Miami
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh well, Neil. 42 now. I probably wouldn't take it. Oh no, wait a minute. Actually, the amount of people in there, got to say 60s, who I see boshing cocaine on tables outside of pubs these days in the UK, just in local pubs at that. I This is what happened with. So there was like after
I've got a
COVID.
story. I've got a story in a minute. But you go on.
After
I'll come in.
COVID's like loads of when people were allowed to go back to football,
Yeah,
right? Pretty much every single match used to get stopped because there was a medical emergency in the crowd, right? And it was literally all these like loads of sort of old blokes got like bang into Charlie during lockdown.
well, but it's like people who'd like queuing up for. I've not been to football for years, but I could never get queuing up for a pint at half time. It's like it's overpriced. It's some
Oh,
Foster's
I
Base or
do. I
something.
always would too, just
I
like part of
can't.
the ritual.
When I go on, this is how long I've been. I'd generally just have like a snout and like chat to someone or something, or
Yeah, can't
have a
smoke
half a
anymore
good.
in the
No,
stadium, so
exactly. You kind of that's been like more than 10 years. I would have thought, but so it tells you how long it's been since I went to a game. But no, they yeah, but no, I just thought
you
90
also
minute
can't take
match.
your
Come on,
drinks out to the seat. Like, because when I took Chongo and his son, oh, I won't name,
yeah,
to watch Spurs at Wembley, like, we basically went down. It was like there was massive queues everywhere. Oh, for some reason, like, there's this sort of Guinness,
yeah,
like, little stand, and there was no one there. He went, all right, we'll grab Guinnesses. Guinness, good.
yeah,
And then, like, basically had to go neck it in like
exactly.
5 minutes to get back to the
Yeah,
seat.
just have some drinks before you go in, and then yeah, have them when you come out. Anyway, I was just thinking it was a 90
We
minute
had the
match. You're not that long
kiddies
to
with
wait, is
us,
it?
Neil. We couldn't be having too many drinks.
No, but I mean, just the fact that you can't. Anyway,
I know.
for 90 minutes,
But you
you
got to,
would
it
need.
is,
I suppose it's part of the tradition, but
and
yeah,
it's also quite a boring experience of like going to a live football match. Got to have a
yeah.
drink at half time,
Fair
especially
enough.
like it was a really boring game.
Yeah, as I said, it depends on the game, but
Yeah, it
yeah,
was a really dull game. So
can
it's
be
like
very exciting. But yeah, if it's a like boring 0-0 draw or something.
best part of that whole trip was taking Kez to Wembley's KFC and just ordering a bucket because he'd only like had it like once or something
Yeah,
when because he was young,
yeah,
and the delight on that kid's face eating
yeah.
KFC, he was literally like a child's does, was just going, "Oh, that's so delicious," and that made the whole trip
Nice.
for me.
But yeah, no, I was going to say when you were talking about people going down pubs and stuff and going to say I can't believe what I'd seen, but I was having a drink with a friend. This was a few weeks back,
Right.
and he looks at me and sort of points across. Says, "Am I seeing what you said?" We look over, literally, we're down the Caxton,
Mm.
and there's that seat that's like it's right in view of the bar and near the toilets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sort of like a stood up. I could only must have been about 3 or 4 grams of coke just sitting there openly on the table. I mean, if it wasn't, it bloody well looked like it. I don't know what they. It's just
No,
like, really,
yeah, I mean, the
really?
yeah, the country's kind of sliding.
Yeah, it's like,
Like it is, yeah. I mean,
like I was like, it can't be, it can't be. But I was like, yeah, it looks like it, but it can't be. But I don't know what
you
it is if
sure,
it isn't. Yeah.
yeah, how was it? Good
I don't
stuff.
know. Didn't just sort of turned away because I just don't want to. It's that thing as well. You just kind of like don't want to get involved. You know what I mean? If someone's being that openly kind of,
Yeah.
it's like they're looking for trouble or whatever. I don't know. It's
I saw at the Exchange, which is like a kind of small local pub in Poets Corner, and it was a weeknight, and I just went there to meet Rico for a beer,
yeah,
and then as I was waiting for him outside, there were guys just like just openly doing lines off the tables outside it.
yeah.
I'd like it apparently that this is what the country is now.
Just going into the toilet and then coming out as a strange animated. It's too much effort these days. Just
Yeah, no, I can't be bothered. No, yeah. Like, I mean, you know,
it's just. I mean, people do what they want. I don't
I
care. But
don't mind,
it's
but
well, I just it's
we at
like
least we at least used to like go and hide in the toilet
yeah.
if we did it at all. Like, do you know
Well,
what I
no,
mean?
just for me, it's just kind of like
It's weirdly
it's
brazen
very
now. It's weirdly brazen.
yeah, and it's just also I like it changes the mood. Like when people are on that kind of stuff, it's just not a nice.
Oh yeah, it's not really
I don't want to be
sort of,
around people like that, really.
yeah, it's not really
Yeah.
pub stuff, is it? It's kind of more, don't know,
Anyway,
going to the football stuff apparently.
apparently, yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Apparently, it is these days. I suppose it's
Hey Neil, look, things move on. But the thing is, right, it's not youngsters doing it, it's people older than
I was
us.
going to say 60-year-olds doing it. That's, yeah. I suppose you need the money for. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's the boomers,
there you
the
go.
young boomers cracking on.
Well, there you go. Someone's got to keep the
Yeah,
drug
I wouldn't
dealers in.
mind if they
It's
didn't.
trickle down, isn't it? Because then if you spend half your money on crack, then the crack dealers will buy more vapes and KFC, and then it stimulates the
Crypto,
economy.
they'll buy
Yeah,
more crypto,
they buy a little crypto. Yeah,
and that'll drop, and then the money
yeah,
disappears.
yeah. So think on. Yeah,
That's the economy.
yeah. There you go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, black dogs.
Talking of imaginary nonsense.
Oh,
Fuck,
crypto.
what a world.
It
They'll spend it on They'll
can
spend it
be
on
both
NFTs.
illusory and incredibly bad for the environment. Not a problem, Mick. Got you covered.
Could you make something which makes money magically disappear?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
Uh,
a terrifying creature haunts the British psyche.
oh, tell
An
me about
apparition. Yeah,
it.
exactly. An apparition our ancestors have long feared to meet late at night on quiet lanes, in city alleys, or on gloomy, isolated moors.
Mm,
The
or
cokehead.
behind the back of the South
Yeah.
Stand.
This creature or spectre is an abnormally large black dog with burning red eyes.
That sounds all right.
Sometimes, yeah, he's a good boy.
He's a
Just
good
hasn't been
boy.
fed for a while. Sometimes the dog will attack. All bad.
Mm.
Sometimes glimpsing it foreshadows death or tragedy.
There's no such thing as a bad black dog.
Just a badly trained back,
Just a
a bad
badly
owner of a
trained
black dog.
black
Yeah.
dog. Yeah.
Occasionally, very occasionally, the black dog may be helpful,
That's
shepherding lost travelers or guarding people from harm.
that's
There you go.
good.
See,
So he's kind of
the
like,
responsible owner of the black dog there.
well, I think that because dogs are very good at
Just their innate
reading people,
goodness.
aren't they?
Yeah,
And so I think if you're attacked by one, you're probably asking for it. You're probably not a good person.
could be. Sometimes the dog is headless. I mean, that really is careless ownership. Sometimes it really appears before, they shouldn't let it go that far.
Yeah, I think
Take it down the vet, and it's like, well, I can't help but notice it doesn't have a head. It's
the
kind of
collar's
neglectful, isn't it?
collar's a bit tight.
Collar's a bit chafing. Yeah.
That's why you shouldn't use choke chains, people.
Yeah. Sometimes it merely appears before you ominously, and other times it follows or pads around you, sometimes with the sound of dragging chains.
And choke chain.
Yeah. Sometimes the beast is silent, and other times packs of black dogs hurtle over moors and fens, barking and howling in a frenzied hunt.
Well, these just
Sounds very
dogs.
like Dracula or something there. The creature is associated with electrical storms and is notorious for haunting crossroads, prisons, and the sites of gallows and gibbets.
Mm,
Not too many gallows these days, I don't think, anyway. The
not
beast,
enough.
no, not yet. Well, exactly.
Oh, that's
Let's
why
bring that back. Let's
that's
be
why I'm
another,
voting
another
reform.
reform initiative. Yeah, bring back the stock and the gallows.
Apparently, Greater Lincolnshire.
Bring
So
back hanging.
now they've taken the mayoralty. They're going to start hanging Frenchmen from the gallows again in
Nice.
Lincoln.
Yeah. Or monkeys, either. Really.
Monkeys, yeah. I don't know the
Oh,
difference.
Angus the monkey. Nice. The Beast has worked his way into Britain's literature with Emily and Branwell Bronte, Bram Stoker, Arthur Conan Doyle, and J.K. Rowling among those
Ugh,
inspired by the Black Dog Legends. So yeah, of course it was in
the most haunting of
yeah, and his old was it in Sherlock
Hound
Holmes?
of the
Was it?
Baskerville.
And yes, that was Hand of the Basket. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it was. No, it
Yes, it
was.
was.
I'm telling you. I'm not asking
Fair
you.
enough. Fair enough.
Jeez. Do you
In
know what?
different.
Like, do you know when are you going to start respecting me, Neil? When will that start happening?
Oh, we're on course for around 10 years' time, I think. With the
10 years time, but
yeah,
blimey, God, you'll be a husk of a man by then.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'll be round feeding you. There you go. I finally respect you, Chris. Well, I'll finally respect you, Mum. I'll go, all right. All right, Neil.
So, in different parts of the country, the black dog has different names: Barguest, Guy Trash, and Padfoot in Yorkshire.
Guy Trash. That sounds like a
Yeah,
punk.
yeah, it's good enough.
Hello, I'm Guy Trash, and this is my group, London Gallows.
Badfoot,
Bad foot, London Gallows. Bad foot, London Gallows. Bow, bow. Yeah,
stick him
that's
in the
it.
gibbet. Moddy Doo on the Isle of Man, Old Shuck in East Anglia,
Old shook.
Yeth or Wisthound in Devon.
Yeah, from Westtown.
Oh, oh there, Wisthound.
Hello there, Yethel Westtown, door-to-door salesman. Would you like a hoover? Would you like a vacuum cleaner?
And I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Gwilgi, or Dog of Darkness in Wales.
Wilkie.
While these manifestations of the black dog archetype have their dissimilarities, they no doubt represent variants of the same haunting presence, the hulking, burning-eyed cur, whose apparition long has been dreaded.
Mm.
So, how do the antics of this petrifying pooch differ around Britain, and where do these legends come from? What do they symbolise? How far back does the folklore of these fearsome creatures go? And does it belong in a superstitious past, or has anyone glimpsed it in recent decades? So he's got 7 ones that he's going to have a look at.
Okay, nice.
Um,
Nice. 7.
and he suggests
Up.
that you don't venture down unlit urban snickelways late at night. If I knew what a snickelway
I
was,
don't
I'd
know
try
what
and avoid it,
snickle
but
is. No. What are you
whimsical.
talking about?
Right, number 1, Black Dog of Newgate Prison, London. So, from 1188 to 1902, Newgate Prison was one of London's most notorious features.
Oh, tell me about
Bring it
it.
back.
Bring it back.
See,
Yep.
1902, back when people behaved themselves in
Get the
hats.
tourists out of the tower. Start using it for what it was
So,
built
yeah,
for.
get a few more
Do you
heads
know
on
what?
London Bridge.
Yeah, you know what? I will not rest until I see Keir Starmer boated through Traitor's Gate,
Oh yeah,
pelted with rotten fruit
yeah.
for what he's done, dragging us back into the EU. He deserves his head chopped off.
Treason, isn't it? Yep.
Boris Johnson should be there with his axe. Brave, bubbly, bouncing, beautiful blonde Bojo should be there with the mask, with the hood on, ready to finally bring justice to Britain. Not Britain, England. Definitely not Britain, England.
No, no. Right. So yeah, got nothing to add to that, to be honest.
That's going to be an Express headline, isn't it?
Yeah, give it 5 years.
Of
Evolving from
years,
self.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Which is very optimistic.
Well, got to be, haven't you? You live in hope, he says. So anyway, yeah, Newgate Prison. It's been extended, burnt down, demolished, rebuilt. Stories are always grim, if not to say horrific. So, this is just a load of stuff around basically there was lice and stuff. So he's talking about Newgate. I'm going to skip around that and see if we can get to it. Okay, so it's perhaps inevitable that with such a sinister institution evolved its
Hmm.
own black dog legend, with its canine ghost darkly symbolic of centuries of suffering. The story goes in the reign of Henry III, so you'll remember him,
Ooh,
Chris, 1216 to 1272.
do good lads.
Yeah.
One of the best Henrys.
I'd be careful there. Well, something got up to this. Right, a scholar accused of
No, no, I
sorcery.
know exactly what he got up to, and I'm full behind
Well,
it.
fall behind him, fair enough.
Bring back Britain's pride.
Yeah. So, a scholar accused of sorcery was sent to Newgate to await trial. Unfortunately for
Exactly.
him, yeah, that's quite right. His imprisonment coincided with a terrible famine sweeping through England. A
Yep.
famine so bad it prompted some ingates of Newgate to resort to cannibalism.
Yep.
Well, when in need.
Good.
The weedy scholar,
When when indeed it's human I
yeah,
need. Human indeed.
the weedy scholar, unable to defend himself, see,
Yeah.
just
That's the
don't want to
problem in
learn
it.
that.
Too much book
Yeah,
learning.
too much
Too much book
learning,
learning. You get
not streetwise
cannibalized.
enough. He soon fell victim to those depraved inmates and was killed, dismembered, and gobbled up.
Whoa. Depraved? What, for trying to stay alive, Neil?
Mm. They're just hustling. I didn't write the
Sig,
words. I'm
sig,
just reading.
just Sigma grinding.
Yeah. Shortly after, prisoners began seeing the spectre of a huge black dog padding the jail's corridors. A spectre they convinced was a sorcerer come back to take revenge on those who'd eaten him.
No,
Sure
nice.
enough, the dog began to hunt down and consume those responsible for the crime.
There we go.
Oh
Nature,
no,
isn't it? Circle of
nice.
life.
The remaining prisoners who'd scoffed
Neil,
the sorcerer,
did the hunter become the
they
hunted?
did. Yeah.
Oh,
Is man the most dangerous animal? We're about to find out.
no,
So,
no, spectral dogs are.
yeah, were so terrified they plotted to break out of the jail and managed to escape by murdering some of the guards. But while they were free of Newgate, they weren't free of the dog. One by
Oh,
one, the black dog sought them out, killed and ate them.
very much a Royal Shack character, isn't he?
Yes.
The dog going, "You're trapped in here with me."
So the first written evidence is from a woodcut cover dated 1596. So that was
Oh,
a fair
photographs.
way after the events of and
Yeah, but
inside
do you know how long it takes to carve an accurate, a
that's true actually. Yeah, it's probably
a
had to hand it down to their children, their children's
photographic
children. Yeah.
accurate? Yeah.
The discovery of a London monster called the Black Dog of Newgate, profitable for all readers to take heed by.
Mm.
Yeah, don't kill him, don't murder and eat a sorcerer. That's what you want to learn.
I mean, I'm very fortunate because
I can't
I
help
was
myself though, to be honest with you. You
I
know,
know you can't. I was warned against that by my grandfather
yeah,
who came from just outside of Cork.
that's good.
He said if you're punching someone, you got to take you don't have your thumbs on the inside, like in your fingers. You got to have your thumb on the outside because you break your thumb otherwise. And don't eat a torturer. Don't eat a sorcerer
Yeah,
because you'll get hunted by a black dog. And I said, all right. That's what he told me on his deathbed.
good
And
advice.
it stuck with me.
Yeah.
Stuck with me. Never seen me
Have
wrong.
you ever been hunted down by black dogs?
No, not yet.
No, well, evidence is pretty conclusive, I would imagine.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the legend is probably, however, older than this.
Band and wisdom,
Exactly.
because that was the town.
The pan the pamphlet's author is one Luke Hutton, an inmate of Newgate who claimed to a stranger, a poor thing-up fellow, had once narrated the tale to him in the Black Dog public house. A lot of black dogs came across it. Upon concluding his terrifying account, the stranger tells Hutton the legend is untrue, saying the only black dog in Newgate is a great black stone standing in the dungeon called Limbo, the place where condemned prisoners are put after their judgment, and against which some anguished felons have dashed their brains out.
Oh,
That saves
just...
everyone a bit of work, doesn't
Do
it? Fair enough.
you know what? Do you know what? Don't agree on how he lived his life. But when it came to the crunch, he did the right thing by smashing his own head apart on the wall. So, Christian burial.
Yeah, fair enough. So he's written the pamphlet as a morality tale to draw attention to prison conditions and behaviour of his fellow inmates in
That's Tenet.
Newgate, rather.
Smashing your own, dashing your own brain against the wall tells me that some of these fellows may have had mental health issues rather than been hardened criminals.
Well, there's that, and I suppose if you're going to if you're condemned, I would imagine the forms of kind of execution in those days could be a lot worse than just bashing your own brains out.
But I mean, you're
If you're going to get sawn in half or hung, drawn, and quartered or something.
but wouldn't your body kind of naturally stop you from doing that? There's kind of like an inner defense mechanism, isn't
You,
there?
yeah, you, I don't know. I suppose if you're that scared of what's going to happen, yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Fortunately, not something I've had to really contemplate.
Well, maybe start doing it.
Yeah, again, bring back the good old days of
Yep. We've got 4 years till the next election, Neil.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
time to start taking stock of
Start,
what you're willing
start,
and not willing to do.
yeah. Despite the skepticism, the black dog has been sighted in and around Newgate over the centuries, especially on evenings before executions. Within the prison, there was once an alleyway called Dead Man's Walk. The Snicket acquired its name because condemned criminals walked down it to their executions. It's
Likes
fairly
the word
prosaic.
snicket, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Does just mean alleyway.
I assume, yeah. I've not heard of a Snicket or Snicket way, but hey ho, we'll just yeah.
Let's go.
You can do a bit of googling, Chris. The names of all the convicts who plotted this grim passage were etched into its walls and many buried under its flagstones. It was demolished to wrangle the rest of the prison in 1904. Where it ran, however, is close to Amen Court, a precinct attached to St Paul's Cathedral, containing canons' houses. Part of Amen Court is bounded by what once was a wall of Newgate, and it's supposedly supposed to be haunted by the black dog as well. It
Ooh,
appears as a shapeless black form gliding around the court and the nearby streets.
nice, like
So
on a
there you go.
pair of like
Roller
rollerblades.
skates, yeah.
So a snicket. So this person who's writing this, I'm gonna tell you, I think they're from the city of York because snicket ways are narrow streets and passages and alleys in the historic city of York. So
Yeah,
like the lanes in Brighton,
yeah, yeah.
like South
Okay,
Lanes, they call them the snicket ways. So
there you go.
what he's done there is he's using a very local colloquial term and he's
Well,
expanding it out to the
yeah.
rest of the UK, so it doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah.
You're going to start calling it. You're going to start calling it the South Snicket ways in Brighton.
Well, I'm very much a descriptivist, not a prescriptivist, Chris. You know, unlike you, trying to control the English language.
I'm trying to
I
control the
welcome,
English language.
I welcome it could flower,
It needs controlling.
from York through
It
to
needs
Sussex.
controlling. It's getting
Uh,
out of hand, Neil.
Fine by me.
No, yeah, I bet it
Yeah,
is. Yeah, it means that you're incoherent gibberish. You can just go, well, it's just like
yeah,
it's how the language is used now. That's
yeah, exactly, exactly.
lazy. No, it
Good,
we one word for everything. In total, 100 words. That's what I'm trying to get us back to.
nice. Right, number
No
two.
more than 3 letters.
And one, three. Fair enough. This might end up becoming a two-part, Chris. We're going to go through 7 of these. I don't know.
Nah,
We'll have to wait and see.
we'll be all right.
The Barguest of Yorkshire, sinister black dog and herald of death. A particularly ominous black dog, the Barguest, can be found in the folklore of Yorkshire and northeast England.
There we go.
The Barguest heralds death. If a Barguest lays down across the threshold of your house, it's a sign you'll pass away soon.
I work for
There are
dog lovers.
Barguests in the corner of your room there, Chris.
No, it's just a visitor who
Okay. In their
don't want to talk
fursuit.
about it.
Yeah,
Don't want to talk
that's
about
fine.
it.
If a person of local
Let's just say I'm going for a walk in the woods later.
right, that's fine. If a person of local importance is about to die, the Barguest will appear, and all other dogs of the neighbourhood will fall in behind it in a kind of funeral procession. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Barking and
nice.
howling mournfully. If, while the
Nice.
bar guest is leading its solemn parade, anyone obstructs it, the dog will gouge them with its claws, leaving
Good.
wounds that will never heal.
Show some respect.
I'll teach them some manners. In his notes on the folklore of the northern counties of England and the borders, William Henderson recalled that this informant, a Yorkshire gentleman, lately deceased, said he perfectly remembered the terror he experienced when a child at beholding this procession before the death of a certain Squire Wade of Newgrange.
Don't know what any of those words mean. Oh,
Uh,
Wade being his surname was just Mr.
Wade was
Wade.
his surname, and Squire was kind of like some sort of official back in the day. I think
Honorific.
it was, yeah. And a bar guest is said to haunt Troller's Gill, a lonely limestone gorge southeast of Grassington in the Yorkshire Dales. A
Trawler's Gill.
ballad, yeah, the legend of Troller's Gill. It's a lot of strange words, this
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
She's saying how much.
What's wrong with Fourth Avenue?
Yeah. It's
What's
recorded.
wrong with Town City?
Yeah. Troller's Gill. Um, yeah, it's recorded in a book anyway. It's
Uh,
a folk song about a man who clambered up to a horrid gill of the limestone hill.
and he hammered up the tallest hill and he fell down under. Dog came and eat him, but and he went up the hill and the dead now.
Billy Burgers came out and ate him because the sorcerer
And
died.
the ain't no need no and a pint of milk.
The whiskey's in the jar. The man's body was found with uncanny mole marks on his breast.
Ooh,
And he's a bar guest who prowls around a tract of wasteland called the Oxwells, near Leeds.
right.
Yeah.
It's probably David Bowie.
I
Nah, a
was
little
going to say, I was
football
trying to
joke
think,
for
was it,
everyone there.
yeah, I couldn't remember the name of it. It was the, was it Northern Irish guy who took them to the Champions League semi-final? Martin O'Neill, was it?
No, David O'Leary.
David O'Leary, that was it,
David
yeah.
O'Leary. And he kept talking about his babies.
Yeah,
My babies. They're so small. My little babies. I spend so much money on my babies. And then relegation, bankruptcy.
that's nice. Probably a black dog was involved, I would imagine. Some argue Barguest come,
Well, I know that Sunderland are the Black Cats, so maybe
yeah.
that's where that rivalry that doesn't exist
Ah,
comes
there you
from.
go. There you
Yeah.
go. So Barghest might come from Bargeist, as in like the German for mountain ghost.
Mm,
And
yeah.
there's some other things about the etymology, and then he uses the word snickleways again.
Fuck
Yeah,
me.
it's whispered that a Barghest haunts York, preying after dark unknown wanderers in the city's winding
Stickle
narrow
way.
alleys. They're the sticklaways. I probably would have put that in the first paragraph, to be
No,
honest with you.
no, just say what you got to
This is the
do.
third time mentioning snicklaways before he actually
You've got to
mentions what they
mention
are.
it two-thirds of the
To
way through the
intrigue the listener,
paragraph.
you start in
No,
media res with a stickaway, and
I
then
mean it's a bright.
snickle what?
You're very confident in your own writing if you don't think people have gone fucking Snickleways. What's he going right? I'm reading something else.
Yeah. And anyway, with massive jaws and yellow fangs, the dog devours wayfarers of the Snicklaways. So probably give him a miss, to be honest with you. I won't be going down the lanes again.
What the Brighton
The
Snickleways?
Brighton Snicklaways, yeah. Oh, it's going to get in my head now. I'm going to start talking about Snicklaways at the
Fancy a
moment.
pint? What should we go to the cricketers down in the Snickleways?
Yeah. Bath Farms just cut, left down a Snicklaway there and then another right down a Snicklaway. Can't miss it.
Is that when you get to Princess Square, right? Take the North Snickleway,
Yeah,
second Snickleway, and you're right, and then two Snickleways over.
yeah. Easy enough, isn't it? So supposedly also roams Whitby, which is in Bram Stoker's Dracula. So that's chilling, isn't it?
Bram Stoker Snickleway.
Yeah, along with loads of goths.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The Cure.
yeah, the Cure. Yes. That fella's always hanging around there.
They're from the old Crawley Snickleways, aren't
Yeah.
they? Of
Oh,
course.
but you want to believe Whitby's got Snicklaways, of course it has.
Hmm.
And the Count himself turned into an enormous black dog that may be inspired by the local Bargus legends.
Yeah, maybe.
Also hangs around the malls in Whitby. And locals say if you're unlucky enough to hear its chilling howl at night, it means death is coming soon.
Oh.
Some say you might die before dawn.
Mm. Sounds like a
So,
threat. I'll say it to my
yeah.
face. Say it to my face. Yeah, didn't think so. Get
So,
back in the Snickleways.
yeah. Usually depicted as a large, shaggy black dog with blazing red or green eyes, it has shape-shifting powers.
Mm.
In Northumberland and County Durham, it can appear as a type of household elf. A parkist that lives close to Darlington could manifest as a headless man who'd vanish in a flash of flame. Headless woman, a white cat, or even an earthly rabbit.
And just an earthy rabbit.
Yeah. The Barghest
Bog standard rabbit.
yeah, can also make itself invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's it. Oh,
And it's accompanied by the sound of rattling chains, and it can't cross running water. Yeah.
Of course, famously, the
So what you want to
Snickleways
do?
hemmed in
Exactly.
by
You want to get a stick away through to
it's hemmed in by two
running
rivers
water.
in York, isn't
Mm,
it? The Snickleway.
yeah.
So that's why it's trapped there. Just bomb it, bomb the whole thing,
Yeah.
clear it out.
Right, on to number three, the Guy Trash of Northern England,
Guy Trash.
an ambiguous shapeshifter with a Bronte connection.
That was a Suede song, wasn't it?
Could be, yeah.
Guy Trash. Guy
Guy Trash. Do, do,
Trash,
do, do,
you
do.
and me. You're the litter in the stickleways.
Running
But you
down the
cannot cross the
Snickleway.
streams.
So the Guy Trash is a black dog that lingers by the lonely moorland and marsh roads and forest paths and high passes of Northern England. It's more of a country one, this one.
Ooh,
It's
all right.
not that fond of Snickleways,
No.
sadly.
Well,
I
he's
was
got.
happy they'd be making another appearance at the next
They probably
paragraph.
will. They almost
Yeah,
certainly will with this
I
guy.
wouldn't, yeah.
He'll start like
I'll
calling
lay odds on this
corridors.
thing. Yeah.
Start calling corridors like indoor snickleways.
Yeah. The open road moors are much like the inverse of a combined Snickleway.
The broad heather covered snickleways of Yorkshire.
Yeah. Often malevolent, the dog delights in leading travellers dangerously astray.
How do you know that?
But it can be helpful guiding on safe tracks. I know it because it's on a blog that I'm reading.
No, but I
And
mean,
I have faith.
Yeah, I've got
Look,
faith
it's
in
already
it.
taught me a new word. Like
Yeah.
George Michael, I've got to have faith. If he knows what a snickerway is, neither of us did before today. And I think we can both admit our lives have been enriched
No,
by
I
this
was a lot
newfound
happier
knowledge.
yesterday. I was a lot happier yesterday.
I'll be happier still tomorrow.
This is really motivating me to get out of the country. All this snickleway talk, because you know
Yes.
that after the next election,
The man has grown tired of the snickerways of this country.
man has
He's
grown tired of the
life.
snickleways of
Snickleway
England.
contains all that life could be said to contain. It was something like that, wasn't it? Like its cousin, the Barghest, the Guy Trash is a shapeshifter and can appear as a crane, mule, or horse.
Mm.
In its equine aspect, the Guy Trash is known in Yorkshire and Lincolnshire as the shagfoal, a phantom horse, mule, or donkey with burning
I'm
eyes.
Guy Trash, and this is my new band, Shagfoal.
Shagfoals!
Shagfoal, in the snickleways.
Yes, Snickleway Lane!
I'm Guy Trash, and this is my. And after falling out with the last group, this is my new solo project, Snickleway.
So, in this form, the creature is utterly wicked.
Oh.
The Guy Trash could be partly a personification of the dangers that plague travellers in the days of substandard unlit roads, highway running, and unreliable maps and methods of transport.
Barely a snickleway on them.
I want to go back to the comfortable old Snickerways when you're out on the unlit
Yeah,
roads.
so you knew where you were in the snicklways,
With the dandy highwayman.
Yeah, you know where you are in the snicklways. You know, 20 to a room. You know all your neighbours. Open sewers.
Yeah, beautiful.
Lovely. Kind of the
take you there.
comforting smells of home.
So, can be a portent of doom. According to the English dialect dictionary, the Guy
You
Trash.
You said that in the most prosaic way. Can be a portal of doom.
Yeah, it can be portent. This is quite of a. It's a well written article, but it's quite.
I'm enjoying it.
But yeah, fair play. It's got.
This is getting a high score.
Yeah. It could adopt the guise of an evil cow. His appearance was formerly believed in as a sign of death.
We like that. We like that.
So it can be a cow, a crane, a mule, or a horse. And a horse is the most evil in the shagfoal.
Yeah.
You don't want to muck around with them.
Nah.
Okay, so the most famous mention of the Guy Trash, and possibly the first day they committed to print, occurs in Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. I don't remember that, but there you go. I've read that book once upon a time. Before Jane's first meeting, no, I think I read it in my own accord.
Oh, that's weird of you.
I read a bit of classic literature from time to time. Before Jane's first meeting with the Byronic hero, Mr. Rochester, out in a lonely...
Who was based on me, by the way.
Is he? Have you got a wife in your cellar? He's gone mad.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
He
keeps for his wife up in cellar. He's gone fucking mental. Byronic hero, me.
Yeah.
That's how Mr. Rochester spoke.
I thought it was more like this. I keep my wife in the cellar because she's gone quite crazy.
Only way to control her
Only way to control her is to slide slices of pepperoni pizza under the door.
Occasionally take her out for a walk along the stickleways. Early late at night where he cannot be disturbed. The naught but the
Yeah.
shagfall roams.
As you know, the people of the Snicklewells are rather an unruly and uncouth group, but they do know how to keep their mouths shut.
Yeah,
And no
indeed.
one from polite society can live on. I feed her the daily slush from my hand, and then a tot of gin, and back to the cellar with you, my dear.
Nice. This is
Nice,
this
isn't
is
it?
all in the yeah. That's just filling out the world
Well,
of
you've
Jane
read
Eyre.
it. That was, yeah, a little bit of Jane Eyre
Yeah.
for
Well,
people who
somebody
haven't read it.
did write about the lady in the cellar. I say cellar, or was it in the attic? Sorry, it was in the attic actually. But
Oh, right, I have to do that all again now.
wide Sagasso Sierras. That's all right.
Windemar!
It's fine. Um, oh yeah, yeah. This is Jane Eyre speaking. As this horse approached, and I watched for it to appear through the dusk, I remembered certain of Bessie's tales, wherein figured a North of England spirit called a guy trash, which in the form of a horse, mule, or large dog haunted solitary ways, like a snickle way, and
You're a
sometimes
trash,
came
this is my new band. Northern Spirits.
which sometimes came from belated travellers. As this horse was now coming up on me, it was very near but not yet in sight. When, in addition to the tramp tramp, I heard a rush under the hedge, and close down by the hazel stems glided a great dog, whose black and white colour made him a distinct object against the trees. It was exactly one form of Bessie's guide trash, a lion-like creature with long hair and a huge head, with strange preter-canine eyes.
Prep canine.
The horse followed a tall steed, and on its back a rider. The man, a human being, broke the spell at once. Nothing ever rode the guy trash, it was always alone.
Mm,
So he goes in being all burronic and brooding with his big dog and his horse.
big dog.
Yeah.
Someone's got some problems topside.
So these fearsome guy trashes turn out to be Richard Rochester's utterly ordinary horse and harmless dog pilot. She's subtly mocking, apparently, the overly romantic and gothic associations Jane will soon attach to Rochester.
Mm,
Having said that, in many ways, he is like Guy Trash, dark, haunted, spectral, keeping
yeah,
his wife in an attic.
yeah.
Doesn't live
Nose
forever.
piercing.
Yeah.
Nose piercing.
Yeah, it's got tattoos.
Got a anarchist symbol tattooed on his arm, which he did himself with a biro at school.
Yeah, nice.
That kind of stuff. Pair of skinny jeans,
Ripped.
ripped up,
Yeah.
piss soaked. Pair of Doc Martens and a lovely black vest. Sounds all right, doesn't he? Guy Trash. So I'm surprised he never made it.
Hang
I
out with him
mean,
on Rochester, yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't
Fuck.
make it. It was, I think I think he was just a very difficult man to work with.
I think, everyone was a
He
bit
went through a lot
staid
of
in that
bands, didn't
environment,
he?
Victorian era.
Yeah.
They weren't ready for like a G.G. Allen type
Went
celebrity,
ready for Johnny
covering
Rotten
himself
type.
in filth and flinging it at the audience.
Yeah.
And I am the
Ahead of
guy
his time.
trash. Yeah.
I am the Guy Trash.
Weep for me and weep for yourself.
Do not
Yeah.
weep for me, weep for God.
It's interesting that Jane's formed her ideas of the guy trash from the stories of her maid. In Victorian culture, servants were often assigned the function of transmitters of folklore, reflecting the notion that in
You
a
stand
wealth,
in the corner and transmit folklore.
yes, transmit some folklore for me. Yeah, because apparently, because they were scarred by industrialization and filled with mechanical progress, the lower orders, quote unquote,
That's
still
us.
retained a vital connection with the mythic past.
The old gods.
Yeah, all sorts of fancies, bright and dark, tenanted my maid. The memories of nursery stories were there amongst other rubbish, and when they recurred, maturing youth gave them a vigour and vividness beyond which childhood could give. There you go. So they're not all, there to be beaten and shoved up.
I mean, they're still
chimneys.
beaten.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, well, obviously.
I've heard this one before.
Spare the rod, spoil the math, save. That's better said. Whatever.
Not long now.
And Bramwell Bronte also wrote a short story called Thirsts of Dark Wall, in which there was a big dog or a guy trash.
Good.
So there you go. That's number 3, Chris. Moving on to number 4. East Anglia's Old Shuck, a devilish
Old
black
Shuck.
dog and destroyer of churches.
Destroyer of worlds.
Snickle ways. Old Shuck, also known as Black Shuck, is a terrifying, even demonic phantom in the form of a black dog that haunts Norfolk, Suffolk, northern Essex, and the Cambridgeshire Fens. Sometimes old Shuck attacks wayfarers, can foreshadow death. Either of the person who glimpses it or someone close to them. The term Shuck might derive from an old word for devil or fiend, or
I
from a
thought it was
word meaning
like
terrifying.
I thought it was meant opening oysters.
Yeah, you do. You can shuck oysters. Yeah. So you says here the first mention of the name Shuck. I suppose it depends on which context you're using it.
Yeah,
Shuck,
it either means a devil or opening an oyster.
yeah, or deviled oyster. Ooh,
Ooh,
bit like
lovely.
deviled eggs, but
Little bit. Well, no, people put Tabasco on it, don't they?
yeah, there you go.
You a big oyster fan, Neil? How many oysters
I've
have
only
you
had
eaten?
them I've only had them twice.
Do you like
So
them?
not many. Yeah, I quite liked them when I tried them.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like one of those things I occasionally think, it's quite expensive to order in a restaurant, isn't it? Like half a dozen oysters, and it feels like a bit of a performance. So I can never really be
yeah.
bothered. But yeah, no, I wouldn't mind trying them again. But it's just doesn't, yeah, for
Did
whatever reason. Well, there aren't that many restaurants to
did
be
it
honest.
stoke your fires?
Yeah, it was quite pleasant. I thought it tasted a little bit of the sea.
Right.
It's quite fresh when I
I'd
had them.
drink seawater when I want that.
Yeah, there you go. Not sure I'd want to
Hence
drink
the
the seawater off
madness.
Brighton Beach, to be honest with you. Yeah, exactly. Quite a lot of E. coli in there.
Mm.
A little bit more than I'd like, perhaps, but
Well, there you go.
there you go. What are you going to do?
Again, country's falling apart. What do you want?
Everyone's screaming around the snickerways now.
Yeah, Snickerways, that's where you protect yourself.
Yep. So, they got fiery eyes, shaggy black dog, fiery eyes, immense size, hanging around churchyards at night.
Usual
You
stuff.
know, so
Come
far,
on.
so whatevs.
Yeah.
Um, so let's have a look.
It destroys churches, though.
Yeah, let's get back to that bit. Right, so here's an East Anglian black dog legend going back to 1577. A fiery demon in the form of a black dog appeared at a church during a tremendous storm consisting of rain violently falling, fearful flashes of lightning, and terrible cracks of thunder.
Church was struck by lightning. Next, move on.
We'll see, which came with such unwanted force and power, the church did, as it were, quake and stagger. A service was taking place, and the dog sprinted up the aisle, killing a man and boy, badly burning a man's hand, blasting other congregants, and bringing the church steeple crashing down through the roof. As the fiend exited the church, he left burn marks and incisions from his flaming talons on the doors. I
Right.
mean, God's not doing a good job of protecting his followers there, is he?
Never said he would.
Yeah, that's true.
They assumed that. He never said that.
Yeah.
That's man-made stuff that you're protected in church. He's like, no, not at all. The only place you're protected is if you climb up into a branch of a yew tree. There, absolutely can't be touched by anything. Anywhere else, don't know where you're getting it from.
Well, that's a bit Manichaean for my taste, but there you go. So the demon then headed over to St Mary's Church in Bungay. Here, in an assault described in the pamphlet, A Strange and Terrible Wonder by Abraham
Oh,
Fleming,
penny
the
dreadful.
black dog or the devil in such a likeness was soon running all the way down the body of the church with great swiftness and incredible haste. He passed between two people as they were kneeling, occupied in prayer, wrung the necks of them both at one instant clean backwards, insomuch as where they kneeled they strangely died.
How does a dog wring a neck? Oh, with his jaws.
Yeah, just went up to his paw, or yeah, maybe his jaws. I don't know. Both
Yeah.
at once, though. Yeah, I
They
don't know.
did that. did,
Maybe, yeah, yeah.
did, did the special service thing.
Not content with this slaughter, old Shuck continued the
Oh,
carnage.
yeah,
A
good.
piece of local verse states, all down the church in midst of fire, the hellish monster flew, and passing onwards to the choir, he many people slew. Rhymes
Oh,
must be
here
true,
we
as we know.
go. Here we go.
So, old Shuck's rampages in Blyber and Bungay are possibly overdramatic memories of a catastrophic storm. Seems he put his booklet together from exaggerated oral testimonies. He'd been an editor for several London printers, so it may have been his interest to make sure it was spectacular. The burn marks on the church's doors, still referred to as the devil's fingerprints, are more likely to have been inflicted by candles. All right, Mr. Skeptic. How do you know?
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. Interesting to suddenly take the tack of the skeptic.
and then there's someone else who reckons that actually this black dog has like one big red
So
eye
this is
in the
some
middle of
like
his face,
some sort
like
of
a
set.
cyclops.
Because I was just thinking, like with the church doors, obviously, like some who's like the person who helps the priest who's not like ordained or anything, like rector, something
Oh,
like that.
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, like someone who, yeah, like a rector or something.
Oh,
But
you get some, yeah, but
they're like the P like the priest PA, but they're not actually ordained themselves.
oh, okay. I don't. So growing up Catholic, I don't think we ever had like a priestess system. But yeah, I could, yeah, I know what you mean. Like if they'd been living out and sort of, had a lot of parishioners, they probably would have been a layman assistant or
Yeah,
whatever.
so they're
Yeah,
like so it's probably like a
not
really
sure.
feckless rector who sort of rector like fell asleep or like burnt the door and went, "Oh, you won't believe what happened. There
Bit
was
too much on
the
the
dog who
Applejack.
came on there." Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
reckon
one
that's.
eye.
Yeah, when I came in, burnt the whole place. All congregation was dead. All right, well, where are their bodies then? Oh, well, God took them, obviously. But he said they'll be back next Sunday, and I won't remember a thing.
But it's not just the 16th century, Chris.
Hmm,
So, do the legends of Black Shuck belong firmly in the past? The poet Martin Newell, while doing research for his epic poem Black Shuck, the Ghost Dog of Eastern England, talked to East Anglian locals. He's
right.
surprised by how many believe the legends and claim to have seen Black Shuck.
It's obviously not been to East Anglia very much.
You're writing about this now, are you? A Norfolk state shopkeeper stated, "Well, be careful." Yeah, just you be fucking careful. All
The
right?
sooner the sea takes it, the better.
Yeah. A woman Neil spoke to spoke she'd seen Black Shuck near Cromer in the 1950s when coming home from a dance, and the man
He
told him
saw it near Cromer, he did.
we'd just come back from dance.
I just got
Um,
back from drinking plenty of scrumpy, and I could have sworn I was in and out of sleep, and I swear I saw a black dog across the path.
Yeah, another one saying he found it while crossing marshes near Felixstowe. And there was a newspaper article in the 1930s about a midwife who, cycling on a winter night near the Essex village of Tolshant Darcy, had been followed by old Shuck. However, she fast pedaled through the country lanes
So
or the sniffleways.
the 1930s in East Anglia is still basically the 18th century.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it hasn't, like the modern age hasn't begun yet at that
But the
point.
black dog kept up with her no matter how far she pedaled, and then it
Because
vanished.
dogs are faster than women on bikes.
Yeah, well, there you go.
All men on bikes, unless they're Olympians. Oh, especially on those old fucking bone
Yeah,
shakers they had
yeah.
then with like vulcanized rubber tires. Like going down a bumpy.
Gotta keep
I
up with
can't
me.
see to outstrip him.
Right, Isle of Man, Moddy Doo, a sinister black dog that haunted Peel Castle. So Peel Castle Isle of Man was once haunted by a Moddy Doo. Moddy Doo simply means black dog in the Manx language, and this specimen apparently looked like a giant shaggy-haired spaniel. That's nice, isn't it?
Oh,
Though such a
lovely.
creature might sound somewhat comical, all who came into contact with this entity soon realised there was something otherworldly and sinister about it.
Mm.
It's been seen in every room in the castle.
Did it start flying using its lovely
Yeah.
ears?
Let me in.
Mm.
I'm
Hello.
going to rip your throat out. But during the reign of Charles II, it began frequenting the guard
Hello, we're
chamber.
going to take your tax exempt status away. Ooh. Insanity.
So as soon as the guards had lit candles in the evening, the black dog would come padding along a certain corridor into the room, where it lay down in front of the fire in front of all the soldiers. Then, as day began to break, it would rouse itself and trot off back down the same passage. The corridor via an ancient church connected the guard room with the captain of the guard's quarters. Soldiers had to walk along it to return the castle's keys at the end of the night. After the dog started padding down the dark, narrow passageway, they never did this alone, but always went in twos,
Mm.
scared of the dog. They'd have been in the habit of
Probably not very
drinking.
good guards then, are they?
No, probably not.
That's sort of Scooby-Doo style guards.
They're just in the
Yoinks!
kitchen having
Oh,
a
no,
massive
Spoo!
sandwich. I was just saying they'd been in the habit of drinking ale and telling stories to make the night shift pass more quickly.
Yeah.
But after the dog began visiting their room, they became more somber. They pretended to ignore the apparition.
Well,
After
that
some
can
time,
happen
grew
with drink.
accustomed.
That can happen with drink.
You do get dog hauntings.
Well, and you get more somber.
Oh,
It's a
hang on a sec.
depressant, isn't it? It's a depressant.
His one soldier, however, became too relaxed around the strange spaniel.
Oh, right.
One night he got drunk and boasted loudly he'd be the one who'd take the keys back to the captain in the morning. And moreover, he'll do it by himself. Yeah. He's not scared of any dog, not normal or
I ain't
supernatural.
afraid of no ghost.
It wasn't even his turn to take the keys.
Oh, God, this guy.
They
The
tried to take
ego.
him,
Ego on him.
right, right, and checks your body count
Imagine,
cash, son.
imagine that. Imagine saying, it's not even my turn. I'm going to go and lock
Yeah,
the gate on my
on
own.
my turf.
Imagine that.
Yeah, Absolute nutter.
Do you know what? Asking for it.
So they tried to talk about his plan, but when daylight started to appear, he snatched the keys from their hook and strode out the guard room.
All right.
The Moddy Do got up
Down,
calmly from its place
down,
by the
down,
fire and followed
down,
him.
down, 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 down.
A couple of tense minutes passed before the most terrifying screams and wails resounded from the passage. The soldiers wanted to help their comrade, but were all too frightened. Oh, go ahead and make a big sandwich in the kitchen.
I want one too now.
Soon they had someone
I better go
staggering.
and check the fridge.
Yeah. Soon they had someone staggering back towards their room. The door swung open and their colleague tumbled in, his face utterly white and contorted with
It's
terror.
asking to be taken, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Isle of Man.
His eyes bulging
Two
with
blokes in
fear.
a boat could do it.
It's no problem.
With a couple of Halloween masks.
The man was unable to speak, so he couldn't tell his friends of the horrors he'd endured. He soon sickened, and a few days later was dead. As for the black dog, no one ever saw it again anywhere on Peel Castle.
Right.
Again, he was just looking for his victim.
Yeah.
It was a very chilled out kind of death dog there. It was just like waiting until gets them one at a time, and then that.
Well, you know, he had a good sense of what the Manx people are like.
There seems to have been sometimes a tradition in
Yeah,
Britain.
all right. Don't worry, boys. I'll wait. I've heard about you. I'll just wait. No rush here. I'm a demonic dog. Take your time.
I'm going to skip that paragraph. It's not really relevant. And then, the Moddy Do may have disappeared from Peel Castle, but they've been spotted elsewhere on the Isle of Man. A black dog haunts a field nil Balmodder. Is termed an ordinary Moddy Do in contrast to the headless variety, one of which is said to appear in a farm lane in Ballagilbert Glen.
Or as we call them, country snickelways.
Yeah. So according to some, he's as big as a calf, has burning plate-sized eyes.
Big as a calf?
Yeah.
That's not that big.
Like a small cow. Yeah.
It's like a baby cow.
Big-ish.
Well, but there are dogs as big as that, aren't there? Great Dane.
You got Rhodesian Ridgebacks, haven't you, which are like 7 foot tall or something, or long, I should say. I used to hunt lions.
I think you're thinking of Battle Cat.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. What was Battle Cat when he wasn't Battle Cat? He was a scaredy cat. Cringer. Yeah, he's been spotted elsewhere. So anyway, that's the Moddy Do. Number 6. I should have done these in reverse order, like Top of the Pops.
I mean,
who's your number one black dog?
Yeah.
It's got to be the one that goes around the snickerways.
Except for this is literally like nowadays, because charts make no sense, where like all 7 of them
they're all Ed Sheeran.
You're all Ed Sheeran, yeah.
Remix of Ed Sheeran. And Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift remixing Ed Sheeran.
Imagine Sheeran and Swift.
Oh.
Wow. God,
it's got to happen at some point, surely.
That would be, I mean, even for an Englishman, that would be very bland.
I imagine he likes a bit of mayo. Right.
Sheeran, he's from the Snickerways, isn't he?
Yeah.
Famously. Oh, he did that song, Snickerways Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, my Snickerways girl, would see you on the corner of the Snickerways. I'm gonna kiss you anyway.
Something like that.
Number 1.
Right. Number 6, Black Dogs of the Southwest. Yeth Hounds, Whist Hounds, Devil's Dandy Dogs.
Devil's Dandy Dogs. Nice.
Devon folklore states that large black dogs known as Yeth Hounds are that sounds like some Star Wars thing, are the souls of children who passed away before they could be baptized.
Nice. That's a bit bleaker, isn't it?
Yeah. The Yeth Hound, which is headless, wanders through the woods at night howling.
Oh, so they're headless as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's, if you don't take the church seriously.
Can't do the time. Don't do the crime. Unbaptized children, that's what I say. You like some of God's love?
Sorry.
I would have put a bit more time to get baptized before you died when you were 1. Well, yeah.
Well, you died in childbirth.
12 months you weren't getting baptized, wasn't it?
Didn't like being alive enough, did you? You threw it back in God's face. Do you know what God doesn't like? Having stuff thrown back in his face. Here you go. Here's the gift of life. Oh, you've wasted it. Right.
Maybe you want to become a Yeth Hound.
Oh, did you at least get baptized? Oh, no, you didn't even bother doing that. Oh, well.
Pretty basic requirements, didn't he? He was too old. Apparently someone couldn't even get over that. Yeah.
I don't
Uh,
ask a lot. I don't ask a lot of you,
yeah.
but even that, it seems.
So another species of Devon black dog is the whist hound. Although some regard them as similar to yeth hounds,
Mm.
foolish, they seem more sinister. They hunt in packs across Dartmoor, and it's
Oh, right.
rumoured
So they're going down swinging.
no, and it's rumoured the
So,
huntsman is the devil himself.
all right. Well, they
Say
found
what you like about the devil, what you like is a good time, doesn't he?
likes a good time, and do you know what?
Rocking out with his
Like,
packs of dogs
well, like
down
these.
Dartmoor.
Well, do you know what he's done? He's come. God's like basically gone. No, I'm not interested. And the devil's gone. All right. I'll look after you, unbaptized babies.
Yeah,
You're going to be
run in my
headless.
pack. Yeah.
You're going to be headless dogs, but you'll be able to get vengeance on the world.
So what he's
So
done there is he's got some lemons and he's made lemonade.
I don't know if it's
Sharp
fair to
as.
call dead babies lemons.
Well, pretty bitter taste.
Couldn't eat a whole one.
Da, 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 da. So, yeah, what whist hounds are said to haunt Wispen's Wood.
How many episodes did we get through before we completely gave up on YouTube algorithm stuff? About three, wasn't it?
About. Well, let's be honest, it was about
Fuck 'em.
10 minutes into that episode. But yeah, being honest, pay lip service to it. Um, Said to haunt Wispen's Wood, a spooky high altitude tangle of moss covered oak trees, as well
Mm.
as the area surrounding the Dewstone, an Iron Age hill fort, and a rocky outcrop across the River Plym. An immortal dog who hears the horrendous howling of the whist hounds soon dies. Hmm.
No.
So don't take your
And
dog for a walk on that bit
joins,
of,
well,
and then
dogs.
maybe joins the pack. Yeah.
Yeah, because dogs famously, the church, despite my campaign to have it debated in Parliament, will not baptise dogs.
Mm.
Missing a trick. Missing a
Unfortunate.
trick.
Yeah.
Good money in that. People with dogs, some fur babies, they'd love to get their dogs baptised. 500 quid a pop. Don't Chihuahua in the old in the old dog altar.
There you go,
Bang.
Pope Yank.
There you go.
That's coin in the Vatican's pocket. He's leaving it on the table.
Yankee Doodle.
Pope
There you go.
Septic, whatever your name is. I love, no, I love the fact that he's not pro-Trump enough for lots of American Catholics now. They've been to, so for
Well, the
fuck's
American
sake, he's the
cat.
Pope for Christ's sake.
He's not Pope enough.
Yeah,
Well,
bit too popey. This geezer is a bit moralistic.
the last Pope, they were American Catholics going, I'm glad he's dead.
Interesting
Like,
perspective. Yeah.
well, it's going to be an interesting perspective if you believe in any of this,
Well,
because
exactly. Yeah.
so, like, so you know
They should
better than
start like
you know better.
excommunicating people and shit again.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Going
basically, what you're
hardcore.
saying is because like the whole thing of the Pope is he's meant to be God's chosen representative on earth. And so you're basically
Supposedly, yeah.
saying you're basically going, I know better than God if you reckon that the Pope's wrong.
I mean, it's a
If you
short
believe
walk
in it,
between that and worshipping Trump directly, isn't it? Is he the new
that's
Messiah?
basically what they're doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically what they're doing.
So, a different Devon legend claims the spirit of Sir Francis Drake.
What are you going to do when he's dead?
Trump or Francis Drake? Because I've got some bad news.
Not Trump.
No. Oh, no, not that
No.
bad. No.
Oh,
Fortunately, no, it's
geez.
just Sir
I
Francis
was about
Drake.
to have one of those cocaine heart attacks
Oh,
that all football fans constantly have now.
well, how were they to know? He just gone down the game and had, a few cheeky grams.
What's wrong with having 10 pints and
Yeah,
3 grams before kickoff?
yeah. All right, got a bit of arteriosclerosis. But,
Yeah, I mean, like, and 3 burgers.
So, because of his punishment of his obsession with the occult, he's forced to drive a black hearse coach through the night between Tavistock and Plymouth.
Oh, that's nice.
Headless horses.
Nice.
Pull
You
the
know what?
coach.
Nice drive. That
Yeah,
I've done it on Euro.
pretty slick.
I've done it on Euro Truck Simulator plenty of times. Nice
Nice.
drive. Very
Well, the
nice.
headless horses are more aerodynamic, aren't they?
Heads are very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're much less aerodynamic because a horse's face is quite aerodynamic. But you're not right. But a lot more comfortable rides. It's not about aerodynamics. It's
Oh, fair
about.
enough.
Do you know what it's about, Neil? It's about like taking up the space.
Yeah.
Like with an SUV. It's not about the practicality. It's about taking up space. Do you know what I
Nice.
mean? Like going announcing yourself onto the high street. That's what it's about now.
Aesthetically interesting, at least. And
And
it's
then
followed by
getting
Demon.
out using like a little step ladder.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so Headless will support the coach, followed by Demons and Black Headless. There's a lot of headless animals in this article. So you've got Headless Hellhounds.
Well, it's specifically in Devon and Cornwall.
Headless, yeah. The story could be a variant on the Wild Hunt motif,
Mm,
in which a mythological figure leads a band of phantom huntsmen and
yeah,
yelping spectral dogs.
which stolen
Um,
for Witcher and the Game of Thrones and all of that.
yes.
Not
Um,
stolen, just
and
used, just
well,
used.
it's just mythology, isn't it?
Just mythology, yeah.
The hunt was led by, usually as a penalty for some sim, it could be Cain, the devil, King Arthur, King Herod, Odin, or Herne the Hunter, whoever he is,
Odin!
or Sir Francis Drake.
Odin and
Uh,
Cain together.
nice.
Interesting. Interesting combo, Neil.
Yeah. But I had some fun times.
Oh,
Oh,
do you know what? These lot sound all right. Who was it
uh,
again?
so you got Cain,
Yeah, he's all
so
right.
first murderer,
Yep,
devil
yep,
himself.
he's all right.
Yeah,
As we've already
Milton
discussed
said,
many times.
good lad. King Arthur.
What interesting. He's banging
Yeah,
well.
he's hanging around with this. Like, well, what?
It's all right, isn't it?
King Herod,
King Herod, he's all right.
Odin.
Good lad.
Norse gods.
Odin.
It's quite the mix. And Herne the Hunter. I don't know who Herne the Hunter is.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
You,
an
c-
eclectic mix of
I think that sounds like an excellent stag do. So, Herne the Hunter is a ghost associated with Windsor Forest and Great Park in the English county of Berkshire. He is said to have antlers growing from his head.
yeah, he's like a green man.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like a Green Man sort of character.
fair enough. Yeah, well, that would be
Might, might have to look at him next series now.
that's quite a fun
That
mixture of people. I think, yeah,
sounds like a stag do, doesn't
that'd be a
it?
good night out, I would say. Or
Good
hanging out,
stag.
with your headless dogs.
Hey
Another
Neil,
piece.
next time I get married, like I'll do a stag do this time, which will be even more prosaic than the last one because I don't even drink anymore. But let's dress up as these lads.
Yeah.
Devil, Arthur,
So we're
Hearn.
just gonna get unlucky voice again, but dressed up as folklore characters,
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. Although yeah,
or
I mean,
maybe out for a curry.
I probably won't get. I'll probably be getting married elsewhere. But
Oh yeah, yeah, fair enough.
so who we got? Hearn,
So we got Herne, Cain, the devil,
Kane, the
King
devil.
Arthur, King Herod. You got two
So for
kings.
Kane, you just dress as like a caveman, presumably,
Yeah, you pretty much, yeah, just like a loincloth or something.
like a lawyer.
I mean, the devil, there's lots of different ways you can take that. King Arthur,
Slick suit, like modern devil.
yeah,
King
yeah,
Arthur,
Mephistopheles. King Herod, so,
Herod, another one, basically. Yeah.
Odin, so,
Odin.
horned helmet, even though they didn't wear those. And Herne the Hunter, you want to have some antlers on your head.
Well, we can do. Do you know what? Rio de Janeiro's not going to know what hit it now because
There you go.
that's where we'll do it.
Fair enough. Right, let's have a book then. So, yet another piece of Devon Black Dog folklore tells of an
Get
aristocrat named.
massively killed in a favela at
I was
3 in the
going to say,
morning.
yeah, rightly so, by the sound of it. Richard Cable, a monstrously evil man and a squire of Buckfastleigh on Dartmoor's southern fringe.
Buckfast.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Buckfastleigh. I wonder if it's a descendant of his. He was trying to keep everyone from camping on the moors in Dartmoor. They won that case fairly recently, didn't they? Where people were still allowed to go wild camping on, despite the one hedge fund trader who's like, "Oh, it's not fair. I own all of Dartmoor.
I
Nobody's allowed
know.
to camp there.
Oh, God.
Just fuck off."
I know. I know.
So when he died, local people were relieved, but they were soon realised they were far free from the wicked squire. Cable had been an obsessive hunter, and it seems he saw no reason why death should interfere with his enjoyment of the pastime.
I agree.
Yeah. On the night of his burial, a pack of ghostly black dogs came across Dartmoor to stand howling at his tomb. His ghost began leading these dogs in his own version of the wild hunt over the moors at night, especially on the anniversary of his death. He didn't feel like going out hunting. The dogs hung around beside his grave, disturbing the residents with their howling, barking, and unearthly shrieks.
That's all right.
Determined to quieten his evil soul, the neighbours lay a heavy slab over his grave.
What was evil about his soul?
He's just an arsehole, basically.
All right.
And he built a prison-like mausoleum above it, a plan which appears to have been successful. Even to this day, Buck Fastley's youngsters dare each other to stretch their arms through the mausoleum's barred window and touch his tomb, while hoping his wicked spirit won't seize them.
Okay, so it's just a bit of stuff about a mausoleum.
Yeah, and apparently this might have been where Arthur Conan Doyle heard about and it inspired the Hound of the Baskervilles.
I see.
Baskerville was the name of one of the coachmen at the house he stayed at, apparently, and it's
Yeah.
yeah set mostly on Dartmoor. Although I seem to remember that was just a big dog that they painted with phosphorus to make it look
Yeah.
spooky.
There's a big
Yeah,
dog that had worked in a nearby watch factory.
yeah. And then he sort of like questions whether or not he really was inspired by this. Don't really care. And then
No.
goes on a bit more about the influences of the Hound of the Baskervilles. We'll skip over all of that.
Yep, that's fine.
Actually, let's just move on to the
Final episode.
final one because he then talks about they were in Cornwall as well, but they're pretty much the same things. Now, number 7, the Church Grim, a guardian spirit in the form of a black dog.
Oh.
So, legends from Britain and Scandinavia state that certain churchyards are haunted by a Church Grim,
Oh,
a
so we're in
spirit.
Scandinavia now.
A spirit that usually appears as a large black dog. Rather than being a malevolent entity, the Grim protects the churchyard from all those who would desecrate it,
Nice.
including vandals, witches, warlocks, thieves, and even the devil,
Oh,
who might be coming up with some other black dogs in his pack.
yeah, but black
Devil's
dog
getting involved
off.
in a lot. Yeah. A tradition apparently once maintained that the spirit of the first person to be buried in a churchyard would be tasked with guarding it. In Scotland, the last person buried in a cemetery would have to be its guardian until a new interment take place.
That's more fair.
That seems
That's
fairer
more
to me
fair.
than
That's a
being the
fairer
first one. You'd be like,
system.
hang on a minute.
Hey, come on.
Hey, guy, I've been here 2,000 years.
Hey, come on. When do I get a
I'm
chance to
talking
sleep?
like Chris Walken for some reason, and I must have gotten a churchyard.
I was talking like Sylvester Stallone. Hey, it's your Huckleberry.
Very 5 minutes ago, you trying to do some of this gardens. Right, I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, to save the spirits of the departed from these onerous duties, a large black dog will be buried either in the churchyard or the foundations of the church itself, especially under its cornerstone. Oh,
Hmm.
good boy. Some say the black dog's ghost tolls the church bell at midnight on the eve of the death of a local resident. During the funeral service, the clergyman might spot the grim staring out from the church tower, and from the dog's behaviour, be able to tell if the deceased will go to hell or heaven.
Oh,
Dog's just
nice.
standing there with a paw out.
Yeah.
Like,
Thumb up, thumb down. Oh, don't he just looks and then shakes his head. But because dogs can do the eyebrows,
yeah, yeah,
the sad eyebrows. Or his tail starts wagging.
yeah. Yeah. Go to heaven. Or he just didn't like that person and he's going to hell, whatever. The church grim is often associated with stormy weather. Though normally manifesting as a black dog, it can take the form of a horse or pig. I mean, what I've learned from today's article,
They can
Chris,
shift.
they can shapeshift into a lot of
They can
different animals, can't
shapeshift,
they?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
be headless mostly.
Only if they're in the West Country.
I'm not going to get into. There's a load of other ones, honourable mentions from Britain's many black dog legends, like the Padfoot in Wakefield or Bradford, but we won't get into those.
None down here. None down here.
Yeah, nothing. The nearest was sort of Essex, wasn't it? There's none down in the southeast by the sound of it. So
Nah, well,
yeah,
we
too
accepted the
busy grinding.
Romans. Too busy grinding.
Oh, there is one. I'm just boshing through the rest of it, and I've just spotted Cannock Chase, Chris. And I
Hey,
see what's going on.
yeah, I hear you've got a black dog problem. Can you tell me how that's increasing your productivity?
Yeah,
That's what we say in the Southeast, isn't it?
ROI.
Yeah. What's the SLA on this bad boy?
Yeah. Don't have time.
I don't have time for this, black dog.
Too
Got to
busy.
I've got to build a motorway through your homeland.
Snicker way, whatever they're called.
I've got to get the M4 corridor has to be expanded. Look, I've got to be from Guildford into the centre of London to my practice within 40 minutes. If it has to go through the Black Dog's grounds, then so be it.
So, Cannock Chase, which we've mentioned before, is a spooky tract of countryside in Staffordshire. where the pig man comes from, very early up there,
Yes.
is reputedly haunted by a
First
number of black
episode.
dogs.
Oh no, not first.
No, that was Black-Eyed
The
Children, I think.
second episode, yeah.
Second or third, I can't remember yet.
It was
Haunted,
second because second and third were both about Cannock Chase, weirdly.
yeah, and I think that was back
And
when
the
we actually
Black Eyed
did
Children
when we
were
did
at Cannock
research.
Chase.
I remember reading like a whole book about Cannock Chase. For
You're lying. Well, you're completely
I
misremembering.
got a Kindle Unlimited book about
You
Cannock
didn't read
Chase, and I
it.
read about the. I fucking well did about
No,
the
you did not. And why didn't you know anything?
Go back and listen to it. I think you'll find I was surprisingly well informed.
I think you're surprised. Yeah, it was incoherent babble.
Nonsense. Yeah, well, that's plus the change. Uh, plus the même chose.
If it's going to be a coherent babble, I might as well not bother researching.
Yeah, exactly. If it's going to come out that bad, I might as well just fucking wing it. Cannock Chase, a spooky tract of countryside in Staffordshire,
Oh,
is reputedly haunted by a number of black dogs, such as the Hednesford Hellhound, the wonderfully named Slitting Mill Bastard. Local folklore alleges Cannock Chase has also played host to UFOs, werewolves, big cats, and even Bigfoot.
what about Pig
A
Man
pig man.
and Black Eyed Kids?
Yeah.
Because remember, because it had a birthday cake,
Yeah,
the Black Eyed Kid.
I do vaguely recall that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
we got to get to Cannock Chase now.
we've got to do it at some point. Yeah, have a live ep. Yeah, and apparently they're like gibbets for black dogs. I'm going to pretty much wrap it up there. I think. Oh, let's just have a quick look. He said, where could they come from? What could account for them? Found in many regions of the world: Belgium, France, Germany, Czech Republic, United States, Mexico, Central America, and Argentina. Early one in France. Harbinger of death. Because dogs feed on carrion, perhaps. Yeah, not today.
Yeah, whatever.
They talks about Cerberus, the three-headed dog in the Greek mythology. Fenrir, the Viking dog. Whatevs. Yeah, I mean, basically, dogs can be associated with hell and stuff. Apparently, in Welsh myth as well, they're hounds of the Lord of the other world and win, but they're white with red ears because the Celtic culture associated the color red with death and white with the other world. So not really black dogs then, eh? Yeah. Well, there you go. I'm gonna wrap it up there, Chris. So I think we've had. It was quite a nice little article.
Very nice.
7 for the price of one.
Mm-hmm.
I say lots of variety. They're all basically the same thing. We learned what a stickaway was.
I'm trying to forget.
Yeah, I'm desperately trying to forget now.
Just to let you know, Neil, Cannock Chase from Brighton, £106 return on the train. It's a lot of money, isn't it, for a train?
That is a lot of money. I imagine it's how long does it take to get there as well? Are there many changes? Changes.
So it's
Got to be at least
about
an
5
hour.
hours. About 5 hours.
Okay.
Like so the journey's doable, but £106 is a lot of money.
You'd have to stay overnight, wouldn't you, as well?
You'd have to stay overnight. Well, we'd probably just
At
sleep. Probably just sleep in the bushes.
Yeah, it's true.
Cheap, isn't it?
Just back one-way ticket. Just go live in Cannock Chase.
I wouldn't. With all of the haunting, Neil, I'd be surprised if we made it out alive.
Indeed.
Especially,
Just do our own version of the Blair Witch Project.
I mean, it's very. I mean,
We're lost in a small woods.
Just do that, yeah.
Where's the map gone? I just go north, really.
I would imagine if people saw us wandering around there at night, then there'd be
more stories going to emerge. Yeah.
More reports of pigmen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So maybe that's how it all happens.
This is how folklore happens. Let's we need to flower the roots or whatever.
£106.
Nourish the roots.
So it's affordable if not very affordable.
It's we'll keep that in mind for the future. But there you go, Chris. So
lovely. I enjoyed
Cannock
that.
Chase and black dogs. Should we move on to scoring?
I think we should now. It's another long episode.
Been a long app. Spookiness. Yeah, these are quite spooky, I would say. Headless ones, all sorts of varieties. Bound up with evil, making lots of noise. Foreseeing your death.
Dead babies.
Might come in the morning. Dead babies. Oh, it's going to be a solid 8 for me. I think it's pretty
Snickerways.
Snickerways. Yep.
Spooky sake.
Yeah.
So,
Just thing came up on you a Snickerway.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd
Um,
brick it.
yeah, I mean, so I think it's slightly less spooky personally, but that's just because sometimes it can be helpful. I quite like animals.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. Like,
It's kind of
um,
90% evil, 10% benevolent, isn't it?
I don't really like the use of the
I
word
don't
evil
like the
now.
odds.
Don't
Fair
like the
enough.
use of the word evil. Cantankerous, maybe. Antagonistic for sure, but evil. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 7-0.
fair dues.
Believability. So I think that people obviously believed it in the 15th century and all of that because they're idiots. Uh, do I believe that there are haunted dogs roaming the land? No, no, I don't. I'm just gonna say that I don't believe that. So I'm gonna give it a 5 for believability now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm slightly higher just because I can see how the kind of myths had come about.
Yeah,
So and you have tales going back sort of like there was that one in I can't remember the Beast of Guerin or something in France, which was never really properly explained. I think we
the
talked about it on an earlier
wolf.
episode. I don't think we did it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was part of a film, Brotherhood of the Wolf. Um, but yeah, anyway, but yeah, no, I don't
but these are
necessarily think.
black dogs, not wolves.
No, no, no,
They're
but yeah,
specifically dogs
but yeah,
because they knew wolves.
yeah, no, that's fair enough. Um, yeah, so yeah, as you say, people probably would have believed it. It's like a black dog itself. Well, I suppose.
A lovely
No, actually, I'm going to go
chocolate Labrador.
headless and packs of them in the dead and all the rest of it. Okay, less believable. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 5 as well.
5. Talk yourself out of it.
Yeah,
Narrative premise, Neil.
I think these are pretty good. I mean, you can tell by the fact
I
that they
like
actually
them.
got one of the better Sherlock Holmes stories out of it. And I think the good thing is that it's kind of like classic folklore where they're like a metaphor for something else. So, they could be
Lust.
pack of hounds or just, tearing up the church or so, even where you think you're somewhere
So
safe and you're
it's about
praying,
teenage rebellion.
don't care. Um, there's lots of different varieties of them with lots of funny names, which is good.
Yeah.
They can be up and down Snickerways, which is also nice.
But
Yeah,
whatever his name was, Mike Trash or something, I can't remember.
yeah, Guy Trash, I think it
Guy Trash.
was. Or the yeah. So oh yeah, you got 7 for me. I think you're a pretty good starting point for all sorts of fun.
So I like all the stories. I like them all. I think it's a nice anthology. Um, there's lots going on. There's different, reasons for it. Like there's a lot of it's a big meaty bunch of
Hmm.
stuff, right? And there are different kind of explanations. There's different accounts, and we haven't even gone through them all. So, narrative premise, I'm giving it a 10-0. I'm going big.
Well,
I really like it. I think there's lots there, and I enjoyed all the stories.
there you go.
And reach. So I think this is high,
Yeah,
not only through time, but I think people have heard of the Black Dog. I think my mum would have heard of it.
yeah,
It's not Nessie, but it's not far off because it's global as well. Like it seems to be a folk myth which many different cultures share.
yeah, yeah. It's not a specific one, so it wouldn't be a
No,
10 or
it's not
even a
like
9.
one
Yeah,
black dog,
yeah,
but the myth of there being black
yeah.
dogs being a
Different
portent for.
manifestations. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's big. I'm giving it a 9-0 for each because it's
Uh,
through time and also it's pretty global.
pretty good. I only give it an 8 just because it's not a specific one like Nessie, but yeah, pretty high for me as well. Yeah, pretty much for all the same reasons you've said.
Right, so that gives us an overall score of 49.
Pretty good.
Not too bad.
But I suppose 7 in 1. What do you expect?
Was it 49? Yeah,
Don't know,
probably.
yeah,
Might be.
good
Might have
enough.
added it up wrong. Whatever. Everyone heard the scores. Figure
Yeah,
it out for yourselves.
it
So
is
that,
now. Even if you've got it wrong, because of the way the system works.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of the
15,
science. You have to
10,
add it up by hand.
32. Yeah, 49. I was right.
Yeah, there you go.
Just double checking. Hey, I ain't no Carol Vordsmans. So that's it for
No,
this
for
week.
many reasons.
Like and subscribe and all of that stuff if you can be
Yep.
bothered.
Hit the bell, whatever that means. Don't know,
I'm sick
really.
of asking for now, but I might do
Yeah.
again at some point in future. But
Look, just saying, a black dog might come after you if you don't. It's just karma. It's not us, not threatening.
it's
Just,
just what it is. Just what it
sometimes,
is.
and all you do is take and give none back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old chuck hounds.
Hey Neil, I've never thought of it that way, but I think you're right. And with that, we love you all, and we'll see you next week.
We don't want to see
Goodbye.
you getting haunted by a black dog. Bye.